welcoming everybody to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the original member of the Tracksuit Mafia, Rin. What's going on, my man?
What it do? What it do? Welcome back, Audio Nuts. It's been a hot second.
Yeah, we're really terrible lately about getting these things out every couple of weeks, so we apologize. Holidays are rough.
Yeah, we went from like weekly to bi-weekly, and then now it's the holiday season. It's kind of like, oh, when we get a chance.
You get one once in a while, and it's a real treat when you do.
Yep.
So we're back. What have you been up to during the holiday season? What did you do over the thanks of all the givings?
Eat and more eat. So basically, when you're married, you have two Thanksgiving. You have one with your family, and then one with your in-laws, that's why I gained a few pounds over the week.
What was your favorite thing out of all the meals that you had over the Thanksgiving holiday?
I would say, could we kind of had like a more traditional meal here, and then went over to my in-laws, and my sister-in-law made some freaking Cajun shrimp.
Woo!
Cajun shrimp for Thanksgiving.
Sounds
dude.
really good.
Awesome. What was
Eh,
yours?
there is no wrong way to Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was my favorite thing? We had a lot of good food too. My daughter's boyfriend brought over a homemade cheesecake that he made that was super good. So that was probably, it was like I don't know, it was like super yummy. It was like a pumpkin cheesecake thing that he did. It was delicious. Probably one of my faves.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me that your daughter's boyfriend is having his first Thanksgiving. That's with how do I say it?
His first white folks Thanksgiving. That's what he told us. And I'm said, that's cool, man. That's cool.
His
And I think
words.
his words. I think he enjoyed it. Yeah, we it was fun. We did a Thanksgiving with the kids and their boyfriends, and then we did another Thanksgiving a couple of days later with my step siblings. And so yeah, lots of food, like you said.
Yeah, because you got the leftovers too. Never
Never ending leftovers. It was pretty great. I mean, you can't go wrong. Did you go see any movies over the holiday?
I think the only one I saw was Internals. I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to go see Ghostbusters yet. I might just wait since I didn't go see opening week.
Well, let's hear your let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and start. Why don't you tell us your review of the Eternals?
Oh man, it's been so long. I kind of forgot what I thought about it. I think.
Well, did it stick with you?
Well, let me try to remember. I think for me, it's one of those movies where you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay show movie. And then as you think about it, you kind of like, wait, yeah, they explained that. Yeah, they explained that too. And it kind of made more sense as you thought about it. And so as like a grander movie, it became overall a little better.
Yeah, I have to agree 100%. I also saw the Eternals, and exact same thing is when I watched it, I thought, yeah, that's a Marvel movie. And then the more you kind of think about it and think about all the things that's kind of setting up and the things that it showed us, the more I enjoyed it. And it kind of grew on me a lot after the fact. So I agree. It was a great movie.
Yeah, because like when we go to Marvel movies, I always ask my other three sisters if they want to
Mhm.
go, and then the two older one declined my offer for this one
Oh,
because it didn't interest them. But my little one, she went, and my wife and her both really liked it.
yeah, that's cool. My wife and son both liked it as well. It feel like it actually worked with the general audience pretty good. I don't know
Yeah,
about you, but our theater wasn't very full though.
yeah, ours packed.
Really.
Yeah,
You
I,
go to the real theater. I go to the like
yeah.
the hokey pokey theater.
I think my favorite thing about the internals wasn't the internals. It was like them, justifying and telling, or kind of foreshadowing stuff. And my favorite thing is it made Thanos the tragic hero of the whole Marvel universe story.
It really did. I like how a lot of the new Marvel content that's coming out really kind of retcons everything that Thanos did, and they keep going back to it because it was such a big moment, how it kind of defined so many things and his reasoning behind it. And then, maybe some spoilers ahead for those who haven't seen the Eternals. Once they start to like tell us, what the deviants are and the reason why they send the Eternals to these different planets. You're like, holy crap, maybe Thanos was doing more than even we thought he was doing to help save people.
Yeah, he was saving universes. That's what he's doing.
It's wild when you think about it.
Yeah, because every planet becomes a incubator, and then he's like, "Nah, fam, I'm gonna kill half the people. They prolong, you know, the heat that's heating the incubator."
Yeah, I was just falling off of what you said. I think that the biggest news we learned is every planet is an egg.
Yeah, I think for my sisters, the reason why they really liked the movie was like they're a big fan of Gemma Chan. She's so gorgeous, by the way. Shout out. Um, it was like it became a Asian female lead movie in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
she
that
was the main.
yeah, so they really like that because they are Asian too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Everybody loves that kind of stuff.
yeah.
What did you think about the end credits? We got a mid credit scene and an end credit scene. Did it do anything for you?
The one with oh, you already said spoiler, but yeah,
Spoiler,
the one
spoiler.
with Harry Styles was kind of silly.
Yeah.
They didn't really do anything. It's just kind of silly. If they do go on with doing that, it's cool. But I'm more excited about Kit Harington's freaking Black Knight cursed sword
Yeah.
thing at the end. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah. And when you think about the two end credit scenes that we basically got two brand new Marvel characters that I imagine are going to be fairly big time. So we got, like you said, the Black Knight, and we got what's his face is Thanos' brother. What is his character's name?
Arrow,
Eros.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So we got Eros, which is pretty neat too. I imagine we're gonna see him in like Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe. Oh, and we got
yeah.
Pip the Troll.
Oh yeah,
So Patton Oswalt making his MCU debut because he was also the voice of MODOK in the Hulu MODOK animated series, which I don't think is technically part of the MCU. So he's done some Marvel, but not MCU.
yeah. He's like the biggest Marvel fan, so I'm happy for him.
Me too. I really like Patton Oswalt. His comedy is great, and he does a lot of voiceovers now. So good on him.
I think Black Knight. I'm really intrigued by that because they made King Arthur canon in the whole Marvel universe.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they made Thor canon when you think about that, so they're not afraid to bring in these different types of gods. And if they're going to keep following this line, they could always bring in Hercules. A lot of people don't know that Hercules
Oh yeah,
himself is a Marvel character.
right, right.
I
That'd be
mean, that'd be
kind of
kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I also saw Ghostbusters. So you said you're going to wait to see Ghostbusters. We went and
yeah.
saw Ghostbusters over the holiday weekend, and I really enjoyed three-quarters of it. So I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so I'm a little biased. I did not like the one from years ago with the all female leads, not because I dislike female leads, just because it wasn't well done. But I'm a huge fan of the OG, the two original ones. They're some of my favorite movies as a kid. And so the first three-quarters of this movie feels very much in the same vein as all the Ghostbuster movies. The problem with it that I had, at least, is towards the end. I'd say literally only like the last 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, they decide to give us just over the top fanfare. And they're like, we're going to give the fans everything they've ever wanted and wrote about on Twitter. And we're going to shove it in the end of this movie and you're going to love it. And so we got all the old Ghostbusters. We got all sorts of dead Ghostbusters. We got just Ghostbusters galore. And then they repeated a lot of the things we'd seen in the original movies, like, well, they liked it in the OG movie. They'll like it again. And so that's kind of how it finished.
Ghost busted. Ha! Got him.
There's some ghost busted writing is what it was, but yeah, I mean, overall I would still recommend it. I'd say it's a good movie to watch. It's actually a pretty good theater movie. It looks beautiful, looks like Stranger Things on steroids. The special effects were awesome. Paul Rudd of course, steals the show as usual. And the little girl, I've never seen her in anything before. A plus actress. I hope to see her in other things. She was really great. They kept kind of the Stranger Things kid just enough so he wasn't overwhelming, since he was one of the bigger faces that you guys see. And there was a kid in the film named Podcast. So,
Nice. Does
yeah,
he
we're
have
gonna
a
have to.
podcast?
Yeah, so he rolls around with one of these portable microphones and like gets everybody to talk into it the whole time shit's going down. And one of the other things that's kind of funny about the movie is none of them are ever that afraid of the fact that there's just ghosts everywhere. They're just all kind of cool with it. So I like that.
Well, because like, they live in that universe that ghosts exist, so it's kind of norm, I guess.
But what's interesting is part of the plot is these kids are all young and these movies are all 30 plus years old. And so the kids are like, oh, I heard of that. It's just a fairy tale. So apparently the OG Ghostbusters did such a good job. There were no more ghosts and no
Oh,
one
wow.
had seen ghosts for 30 years.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I recommend it. There is mid credit and an in credit scene. So they pulled a play out of the Marvel book and give us a little bit of both. Neither one of the credits are really worth it, but if you're gonna watch it at home, just fast forward. The very end credit looks like it's trying to set up maybe a sequel.
Your review sounds just like your review on Shang-Chi. I
Yeah,
like 3/4 of it, but the ending.
yeah, it's the same thing. There's these great movies, and they're just having a hard time sticking the landing. And so the movies are still 3/4 is pretty good for most movies.
Right.
It's just like I wish they could stick the landing in both films, Shang-Chi and Ghostbusters. I would absolutely watch the sequels or anything else they're in. So it was that good at least. But yeah, they could have been a better finales, I think.
Cool, cool.
Cool. So let's jump over to the healthy stream. So we'll start over on Disney since we're already talking, Disney stuff with the Eternals. Did you see that before we get into our big review of the hot Marvel show that's out, that they're releasing a Baymax TV show?
Yeah, I saw the little clip. It was it
Yeah,
was cute.
it looks super cute. I'll probably, as an adult male, watch this cartoon just because Baymax is such a lovable character.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll watch it, but then I like the Big Hero 6, all the characters together,
Yeah.
rather than just the one Baymax. It might be too cutesy for me.
It might be. It might be. Here's a fun fact that the Audionots don't know. Rin has a life-size Baymax costume. That's
It's true.
amazing.
It's true. I do. It's like freaking blown away air. And I used to like do videos and dance in it. I was TikTok before TikTok, dude. Damn, I should bring it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, you should bring that back. You should totally TikTok it or put it on like our Twitter account, because the first time I saw it, I couldn't stop laughing. It was amazing. It's a fantastic costume.
I should go back and see if I could find my videos and just repost it on TikTok. Oh, this guy's so woke. He did this before TikTok existed.
Like stamp it with like a timestamp. Be like, this was 5 years ago, fools.
Yeah. You know when
Yeah.
Big Hero 6 came out? Years ago.
Years ago, before TikTok was TikTok. The big one came out. We finally got our third and final Marvel television show, MCU television show. And honestly, of all the ones that were coming out, it was not the one I was most excited for. I was like, okay, Hawkeye. He's kind of a blasé character to begin with.
Yeah.
But once it finally came out, I've seen the first 3 episodes. I'm sure you've seen the first 3 as well.
Yeah.
I am really digging it. I kind of like how subtle he plays the character. He's almost like a hero that doesn't want to be a hero. It's just really cute. What do you think about the Hawkeye show so far?
Well, he tells you that in the show too, It's not like it's subtle. He straight up tells you, I don't want the fame. But my opinion, I low key I am really, really enjoying the show. Like it's not like amazing, like, it's blown my mind, but I'm just like genuinely enjoying it.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm trying to think about it. I said third. It's actually the fourth Marvel show. So I'm trying to like rank them in my minds real quick, having only seen 3 episodes. I still really like Loki. Loki might be my fave, but shoot, I'm trying to decide if I'd put Hawkeye. I definitely put Hawkeye in front of Winter Soldier and Falcon. But I'm not sure if I would put it in front of WandaVision. It's real close. I'll have to see how it finishes.
Yeah, I think for me, I can't really rank the 4 because each series is so different from one another. Like
Yes.
Captain Falcon, it's more serious and action packed and stuff like that, you know. And then Wanda was just all like crazy and just like
Yeah, really
unexpected.
experimental. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Loki is more like just way out there, time travel and time all that crap. So every show is different enough to where I can't rank them. Well, which one I like the most because I like all of them.
Well, I still, me and lists. I'm happy to
Yeah,
put them in a list. But I agree. You're not wrong that Disney's done a really good job by almost messing with their own formula. They haven't done any one thing too much. And all four of these television shows have had very different feels. And the
yeah,
one thing I keep going back to on Hawkeye is, you remember early, probably the first Spider-Man movie, Tony Stark tells Spider-Man that he's your local on the ground hero and he needs to focus on that. I feel like that's what this is. This is our local on the ground heroes. They're smaller. There's not a bunch of huge powers going on. This pulls us back to those Netflix days of Daredevil and
yeah,
Punisher, where it's just like regular dudes.
yeah. Man, it's their segue to bring those dudes in. Let's go.
Then this was my segue to get us talking about it, because if anybody follows the comic books at all, you recognize the tracksuit mafia, you recognize Echo as things that are connected to who? Mr. Kingpin himself.
No, 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 no. Uncle Kingpin.
Uncle, that's right. And so in episode 3, we got the hand. Where's my hand? There's my hand of the Kingpin, we think. And it even sounded like Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
D'Onofrio? How you spell his last name?
I don't know.
D'Onofrio. But the original Kingpin from Daredevil. What did you think?
Dude, it has to be him, man. Like, there's no one else. Plus, I love his Kingpin, so he needs to reprise that role.
I agree. And the actor himself said he wanted to. So sometimes you're like, oh, we fans, we want it. But then the actor's like, nah, fam, I'm good. I've done it.
Yeah,
But he wants to do it again. And he was the perfect Kingpin. I mean, that's the one thing I thought Netflix's version of Marvel stuff did really well. Not all of them, but for the most part, they cast very well. We'll ignore Danny Rand, but everybody else, even Jessica Jones, was, even though it was piss poor writing, that wasn't bad casting.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, man. I'm hoping that they reveal him sooner than later and just be like all the fanboys and girls like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe next episode, even there's some talk that we might get Kingpin as soon as next episode. And then, the real, if you want to get real fan vision going on, maybe we'll even see Daredevil, because a lot of people said maybe we see Daredevil in both this show and in the new Spider-Man movie.
Because there's only 6 episodes and we're already halfway. So it's like,
Oh, I forgot there was only 6 episodes.
yeah, so we're halfway, dude. Like the only 3 more.
No. Oh, you've ruined my night. Oh, that's so sad. I had no idea.
I think they're doing like a countdown to Christmas, right? Because they're like, there's only 5 days till Christmas, and then they're doing it to match real time. So when it's Christmas in Hawkeye's world,
Yeah.
it's Christmas real time.
Oh, I like that. So, which is your new favorite character? So we've been introduced to Kate Bishop. We've been introduced to Echo. We've been introduced to the Swordsman, the tracksuit mafia. Anybody else I'm forgetting? I
I'm
mean,
not sure
these
what the
are,
mom is or anything, but
yeah, well, I'm not sure what the mom is yet either, but these are all comic relevant characters.
yeah, I think that's it.
I'm excited to see what the swordsman ends up turning out to be, like how good he is. Because if you go back and look at the swordsman as a character in the comics, he was both a good guy and a bad guy. He had stints as kind of the villain. And then he also, for a hot moment, he was an Avenger. So it's hard to say which way they're going to take him.
Yeah, he's kind of like an anti-hero now.
Yeah. And they haven't given us enough to let us know. But I think if you're just an average fan and you don't know anything about the comics, you're like, that guy's going to be the bad guy.
Bad guy.
Yeah, but maybe not.
Did you notice that Echo's dad was from Reservation Dogs? Let's go.
Yeah, I noticed it right away. I'm like, oh, I love that guy. He's so good. He's the cop from Reservation Dogs.
Did you see there's this one article, I forgot who wrote it, but they were trying to cancel Hawkeye,
Why?
saying that in internals they casted an ALS actress,
Right.
and because she's really I think she's really deaf, right?
Yes, correct.
And then this one, they're like poking fun at Jimmy Renner and Haley Steinfeld, saying that they barely learn any ALS to get by for the show. I'm like,
I mean, but isn't Echo, the actress that plays Echo, isn't she really ALS?
I think so, right? But the thing is,
I,
like, dude, this show tells you that Hawkeye, he wasn't deaf before this, right? He
no, he
only,
just has hearing damage.
yeah, he became deaf because of all the explosions and he got injured and stuff like that. And he even said himself, I'm not deaf. I just can't hear that good. That's why he has a hearing aid. And it's like, dude, people complain. Do they
That was a
watch the
cute
show?
scene too when she asked him.
Yeah.
It was a cute scene too when they asked him like what happened, and then you see all these like quick clips of him getting exploded, kicked in the head, all this stuff happening.
Yeah. So it's like people that complain, like, bro, you didn't even watch the show. Did you watch the show for you to have this opinion about this?
No, cancel culture, baby. Everybody wants to cancel everything right away. They don't want to wait and see it. Honestly, my favorite component so far has been the tracksuit mafia. I love so much that they just walk around going, bro, 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 with their like Russian accents. They're
Yeah.
like, Kate Bishop's falls through the ceiling and lands from it. And he's like, I found her, bro. It was great.
Yeah, I think overall my whole favorite is the dynamics between Kate Bishop and Jimmy Renner's Hawkeye. It's just like, master and pupil, but then pupil doesn't know any better, and she's learning on the fly. So it's really great.
It's cute. And you've been a Haley Steinfeld fan for like day one. You're a day
Yeah,
one
man, day
fan.
one, dude.
And
In
so
the Ender game, baby. Let's go.
I'm coming along. I'm getting there. I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get
Yeah,
why
dude.
he likes her so much.
It's because she has that personality that's kind of quirky.
Yeah, I agree. She's cute but really funny, good actress. So I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed. Um, I just like the tone of the show. It's not too over the top. The only thing that bothered me, if I was gonna pick apart anything on the first 3 episodes, is the green screen action on the car chase was pretty heavy in episode 3. I was kind of like, oh, I mean, I wish they had maybe a tiny bit more money to make that look better.
It's because you're a graphics guy, man.
Maybe everybody else won't even notice.
Nobody noticed.
It kept pulling me out of the action. I'm going, oh my god, it looks so fake. It looks like a Saturday Night Live skit.
That's a plunger arrow. Yeah, it's so good.
I did enjoy the jokes about the arrows and all the things that they could do. That was fun.
You see that when he shot that the PIM technology one, I'm like, something's gonna go big or small, and then like it went giant. Then my wife's like, "How did you know?" It said PIM right on there. Like,
That's a good eye. You're an eagle eye because I watched this show and I saw it get big and I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I totally missed the
you
fact that
missed
that's
the
what
PIM.
happened.
It was like right dead center, dude.
Well, I'm gonna rewatch this episode anyways because I watched it without the fam, so I would have seen it in time for the podcast. So I have to rewatch this episode. And I'll look for that PIM logo.
Damn, you watched it for the Audio Nut fam
Yeah, I wanted
before
to make
your
sure.
fam. Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
don't tell them. Don't tell our real fam. Over on Netflix, I've been watching Big Mouth. I know you watched Big Mouth. Did you get all the way through it, or did you give up?
I killed it, smashed it. Yeah, when
You got all the way through it.
Yeah.
So, my opinion, I think it's similar to yours because we talked about it a little bit offline. Unless your opinion's changed, that it's still pretty funny, but they get a little too over the top with some of the jokes this season. It almost felt, I want to say, cringy, maybe a little pedophile-y.
Yeah, it's like it was edgy to begin with, and then they kind of just went over the board, overboard.
It gets hard when you're trying to top yourself. When you've got, like you said, when you're already tiptoeing across that line, anyways. The only way to push the envelope further is to go too far. And there was a lot of too many adults saying too many sexual things about the kids.
And then at the end where you meet Nick Kroll,
yeah,
the live action one, I'm like, what the heck? The real one, like, that's going on here.
I haven't seen that far. I haven't even got that far. That's okay.
Spoiler alert.
I was spoiled on my own show. No, that's fine. I got distracted by so many other things. I was watching the Big Mouth every lunch break, and then other things started coming out. I'm like, oh, I want to watch that instead. Oh, I want to watch that instead. And when we move over to Hulu, I'll tell you what I started watching instead of Big Mouth because I was a little bit grossed out by it.
Oh, speaking of Big Mouth, something funny regarding Big Mouth happened to me.
Okay.
You know how we were went on a work trip
Yes.
and then we got stuck in the airplane because somebody freaking shot a gun at the airport.
Yes,
Yeah,
the Atlanta airport. If you guys saw that on the
yeah,
news, we were part of that.
yeah. And the lady next to me, she was like this. She's more like 6'3", really big, attractive black girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And yeah, I was like, whoa. And she was next to me, and then I turned over, and she was watching Big Mouth. I'm like, let's go.
You should have made some conversation, been like, oh man, I love that show.
Shout out to you, lady that sat next to me.
Yeah. 6'3". Maybe she was an NBA player or WNBA player. That's
Probably
crazy.
should have got her autograph.
Yeah. So yeah, Big Mouth, this season, if I was gonna give it a score, it has a lot of residual buildup for me as being a good show. I really like the first 3 or 4 seasons. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh, I was thinking a 4 for me.
Okay, so you went a little bit below average
Yeah.
because not every episode's terrible. So if you were gonna say, "Oh, you guys have talked me out of watching this," what you should be doing, there's one episode, and I don't remember the numbers of the episode, but watch the Christmas episode and only one part of the Christmas episode because most of the Christmas episodes also too much over the top. But it was like a collage of different like things, and the funniest part by far was the two twins telling their story of like this evil monster that eats kids, and it was really funny. I loved it. That was the best part I've seen in the whole season.
Yeah, because they're not from America. So
Yeah, yeah, I like that. So if you're gonna watch any of it, just go watch that part and you're gooch.
yeah, the only funny part for me was when they're saying Jay's name,
Oh yeah,
Jay Brazilian or whatever,
yeah.
Rick Flarian, and he's like, woo,
Woo!
freaking hilarious.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So also on Netflix, I watched The Red Notice. Did you watch The Red Notice?
Yeah, man, the biggest show ever, movie ever on Netflix. Of
The
course, I
Rock,
watched it.
Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. What'd you think of The Red Notice?
I thought it was a enjoyable movie. It wasn't like as bad as what people said.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and it's predictable. And you just kind of like enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I have to agree because it got a lot of really bad reviews. And if you think back on Netflix original movies, it's actually one of the better ones that I've seen because they've made a lot of terrible movies that I've been excited for, then turned out to be bad. Supposedly they're making a sequel, so I'm excited about
Oh
that.
yeah, of course
Yeah,
there's a sequel.
the twist, I won't ruin it for anybody. It's not worth ruining, but the twist was twisty enough. I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming when I should have probably.
I think my
And
favorite part of the movie was the cameo by Ed Sheeran. Spoiler alert!
oh,
God, that was so good.
spoiler,
I'm
that
Ed
whisper.
Sheeran. I was in Game
I'm
of
Ed
Thrones, bitch.
Sheeran.
God damn, that killed me.
That was pretty funny. It was a good, I mean, it was a good movie. It's like if you go in with very low expectations and think about it as if like Indiana Jones crossed with Mission Impossible and they picked your 3 favorite stars to be in it, you'll like it. Ryan Reynolds was full Ryan Reynolds. He was even hawking his aviation gin on the sly.
Yeah,
And so I enjoyed it.
yeah, and you have Gal Gadot, man. God, you can't go wrong with Gal.
No, you cannot go wrong. So I would give Red Notice a solid 7. It's better than I would have ever guessed.
Mine's a solid 8, man. I enjoyed it.
Ooh, nice. That's good. So yeah, watch Red Notice. If you got Netflix, you're already paying for it. So this movie supposedly costs $300 million.
Yeah. End of the day, Netflix don't care if you liked it or not. Because, dude, they got views, man. Who cares?
270 million people watched it, or it's been viewed 270 million times.
I think my favorite meme for that movie is I watched it for the plot, and they showed the plot, and is it the plot just a picture of Gal Gadot? So okay.
Well, that's plot enough for me. So our next review is going to be Rin on his own because I haven't seen it yet. But tell us what you thought about Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I finished it today,
Ooh,
um, so I could have my review for the podcast.
the hot takes.
It was weird. That show is kind of funky. It's kind of like an 80s. Like if you took Solo, right? The movie
Okay,
Solo take place in the 80s. That's Cowboy Bebop. It's weird. And it's kind of
interesting.
yeah, so it's meant to be silly. So like the action scenes are kind of like not really smooth, like like it's meant to be bad. And so you have to go in to the show and disregard the anime and just watch the show for itself. And then you'll probably enjoy it like me.
There you go. Do you think I would like it as someone who's never seen the anime?
Probably because for me, I liked it because I like the dynamics of John Cho's character and the girl and the other guy, like the trio. They're very funny and fun to watch.
Nice. So at the end of the day, what's your score?
Mine is a solid 6
Hmm. Nice. Not as good as Red Notice.
because it's any live action anime. It's always bad. So it's my bias already. So my
Yeah.
bias started like really low and it went up. And so it's because I like John Cho as an actor, so I enjoyed that.
And he wasn't too old for the part.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, if you don't know the anime, you don't know his age. Like who cares?
Perfect. I love it. Over on Hulu, I've been watching two shows, one with my wife, one on my own. The one I've been watching with my wife is season 2 of The Great. And I have to say, it's been great. So we talked about season, I know, yeah, there it is.
Unintended.
Pun intended. We talked about The Great season 1 back in the day when it first came out. And I said, this is pretty good. It's surprisingly good. It's funny as hell. And so I still recommend it. The Great season 2 is even better. So what I liked about season 2 of The Great is they did something really smart where they toned down the comedy bits a little bit. It's still really funny and has that dark humor, but they've introduced a lot of really good drama. And so the drama is fantastic and violence, some really intense violence. It reminded me, there was an episode that sincerely reminded me of Game of Thrones Red Wedding. Like you were so shocked by the death that happened. You're like, holy shit.
On Hulu? Damn.
On Hulu. Yeah. So if you're not into this kind of thing, I beg you, Audio Nuts, give it at least a couple episodes. This show is so much better than it deserves to be, and it is great. I really enjoy The Great. I give it a solid 9.
Yeah, my wife's on board too.
Yeah,
She loves it.
she gets it. It's a good
Yeah.
show. So what I quit watching Big Mouth for was a brand new Marvel television show. You're like, well, wait, I thought we talked about Marvel already. Not MCU, but Hulu Marvel, which is apparently
Oh,
kind of like the new Netflix Marvel. So Hulu Marvel introduced us to a TV show called Hit Monkey.
oh yeah.
And Hit Monkey, it's an animated series that looks very much like Archer. For anybody who's ever watched the old Archer animated show on FX, it visually looks like that. The main voice is Jason Sudeikis, so it's like nice.
As the monkey?
And no, the monkey doesn't talk. The monkey's just a monkey,
Oh.
bro. So the monkey doesn't talk, bro. So the main plot is Jason Sudeikis is like a hitman, and he goes around killing people, and he's making jokes the whole time, being very Jason Sudeikis-y, and he ends up getting killed. But as he's trying to get away from the bad guys, he stumbles into this like group of monkeys, and they take care of him. They kind of bring him back to life, and the one monkey doesn't really like him because he's so violent. And then the bad guys show up and they kill all the monkeys and Jason Sudeikis, but the one monkey who didn't like him lives, and something happens where his ghost comes out and it connects to the monkey, so he can't ever leave. The monkey goes 20 feet, his ghost follows it whether he wants to or not. And so he starts teaching the monkey how to be a hitman and to help him get back at the people that killed him and all of his monkey homies.
That's such a crazy concept.
Yeah, the plot's
Holy shit.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
completely ridiculous. But if you give it a chance, it took me a minute to kind of get into it because it's a slow burn. Olivia Munn is also one of the voices. George Takei, oh
Oh
my,
my.
just practice our oh my's. Oh my. But anyways, it's got a great voice cast. And I like it. This is like a hidden gem. I've seen some people talk shit about it on the internet, but I think it's good. So I don't know, 6.5.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, better than a kick in the drawers. I don't have anything on for Amazon Prime. I haven't been watching Amazon Prime. You?
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode of the
Oh,
time
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Let's hear it. What do you think?
Show's terrible. Stay away. It's so cheesy, dude. I swear.
Oh no.
Maybe I'll give it another, maybe 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it is like it wants to be so much more, but it can't get there. It's like, God.
Is it the effects or the acting that's worse?
I don't know. It's just overall, like I can't pinpoint it. Like the characters they're just, but like when they show you the magic stuff and like the monsters, it gets like, what the hell? This is kind of like Lord of the Rings low budget in a way, like
Well, like you said off air, that they're just trying things out to see what's going to work. So when they make their Lord of the Rings television show, they got it all worked out.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, man, these shows takes forever to set up. This one, episode 1, man, went right into like, oh shit, wasn't prepared for that. Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I'll give it a shot, even though you just told us all it was terrible.
Yeah, like someone's following me, and all of a sudden you see the monsters following them. Like, oh shit, there's monsters in this show.
It's gonna be hard though. I mean, the nice thing is we're coming up on a holiday weekend where we all have more free time and can watch things, because as we move through the show, I'm gonna tell you all sorts of new series that are out right now that you can be watching. So there's gonna be no lack of content to see.
I know. You need more devices to watch it all at once.
Yeah, watching 3 things at one time, Matrix style. Over on HBO Max, I watched one of their HBO Max original movies. I'm not sure if this was one that would have been in the theater and also on HBO Max, or if it was just HBO Max. It was called 8-Bit Christmas, and it starred Neil Patrick Harris as the voiceover for the most part, because he was telling the story of when he was a child in the 80s, which is my favorite time period, trying to get a Nintendo, an NES, an OG NES, and all the havoc that he went through to get it. The movie is very, very meh.
Ooh,
So,
it's like my favorite word now.
I know. We should have like the mez. We should give out like awards and like present them their own meh award. But yeah, I would not recommend it. But if you're looking for, you're bored, you're looking for a Christmas movie, it is in fact a Christmas movie. Can't take that away from it. It's not as good as it could have been, and there was so much potential for this movie to be fantastic. It was just blah. So I'd give it like a 3.5.
Wow. I mean, if you want to watch a Christmas movie, I watched the one on Netflix called Love Hard.
Yeah, and
it was cute. I dig it. It had stars Jimmy O from Silicon Valley. Jimmy O.
I love that guy.
And then the girl from Vampire Diaries. I don't know her name, but she's hot. But it was one of those very cutesy rom-com.
Okay, I'll give that one a shot. Like I said, we're gonna have all sorts of time to watch stuff, so we'll give Love Hard a shot. I saw that it was like number 6 on the top 10 on Netflix.
Yeah, I like Jimmy O, so I watched it.
Nice. Are there any other streaming stuff you want to hit before we move on to the tasty trailers?
I think that's all I've been watching.
Need affordable graphic design? VisualAntiDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualAntiDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project.
All right. So we're moving on to the tasty trailers. So I only have a few, not a ton. but they're all good ones, and most of them are out right now. So after you hear about how great they are, you can go watch them in your fantastic little home. There was a new Stranger Things trailer. I won't even bother talking about that because it seems like they put a different version of that every other week. The big one for me, or the one I'm most excited for, is the Lost in Space 3 season 3 finale. So that came out. It actually debuted on Netflix yesterday, December 1st. Yeah. But I don't know about you, but I'm a huge fan of Lost in Space. It's one of the most underrated television shows on TV, and I look forward to see how they finish it up.
Yeah, same here. It's one of those shows nobody talks about, but it's so good.
What's kind of interesting is the little boy, has grown up substantially between season 2 and season 3, and that's always kind of a shock when they hit puberty, and all of a sudden he's got like a man voice. He's like, "I was just a child last season, but now I'm a huge man."
It's like me seeing your kid, and I remember him as a little kid, and I saw him the other day, like, wait, what the hell?
You're like, "Bro, he's taller than you." I'm like, "I know." Wiry, tall kid. Oh, I had one for you. You said you didn't even get a chance to watch all the trailers I sent you ahead of time, so it doesn't matter. But I didn't send you this one. But this has to stand up for you. Did you see that they made a new Home Alone movie? Because you once told me that Home Alone was one of your favorite movies of all time.
No, man. Home Alone 2 is the best Christmas movie of all time.
Well, would you be excited for Home Alone, Home Sweet Home?
No, man. Nothing tops part 2.
It's out now on Disney Plus. It stars Rob Delaney. He's a very good actor. You might remember him from that guy in the Deadpool movie that falls to his death. It also stars Ellie Kemper from The Office. And what the hell was the other show she did where she was like locked up as a mole woman?
Kimmy, not Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah,
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, Kimmy Schmidt. So Kimmy Schmidt is also in it too. So what's kind of interesting is they made the robbers. It's Rob Delaney and Ellie Kemper are the robbers, and they're likable, and they're still breaking into this kid's house for who knows what reason. I haven't seen the show yet. And this little British kid, Archie Yates, is the actor that plays him, goes full Home Alone dick mode and starts like killing him with all sorts of things.
It's like they want to give you sympathy for the robbers.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a different take. They're not like what were they called? The sweaty bandits?
Yeah. And the
slippery bandits.
Slippery bandits, I think.
I don't remember. The stinky bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, they're sticky bandits because they had sticky fingers. So yeah, they're definitely not the OG sticky bandits. I might watch it just for shits and giggles and come back and tell you all how horrible it was. I have a feeling it's the worst thing ever, but maybe not.
I saw this Christmas list. There's a top 10 Christmas movie of all time. And they put stupid Home Alone 3 above Home Alone 2. I'm like, this list is not good. Home Alone 3 should never be part of any Christmas list. What's wrong with you guys?
You're like, I instantly negate this list.
Yeah. Bad.
Speaking of Home Alone, though, I have a hot Home Alone news story that I'm going to shove in right here. Is the Home Alone house is currently available to rent on Airbnb. You know how they've been doing that a little bit?
Yeah, freaking giant.
What's interesting about this, is you have a chance. It's only available for one day, which would be December 12th. So everybody who listens to this podcast, you have to get in and book it on December 7th. And only one person will get an opportunity to book it. Guess how much it costs to book the Home Alone house for one day?
$7,000.
Excellent guess, but completely wrong. $25.
$25.
All right. $25. That's all it costs to rent the Home Alone house. And you only have one opportunity. So you need to jump on Airbnb December 7th to see if you can be the lucky winner. So our next trailer actually looks pretty cool. Just after I got done telling everybody how Netflix makes garbagey movies, this movie looks pretty dope. Did you happen to watch the Harder They Fall trailer?
I don't know. Tell me what it is. Maybe
so I'm gonna tell you about it. So it's like the black version of Young Guns is kind of what it looks like. So it's like this like cowboy
cowboy
movie.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks terrible.
Oh, I think it looks awesome. It's got Idris Elba. It's got Zazie Beetz, Regina King, Jonathan Majors, Kang himself. I mean, I think it looks fantastic. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks so cheesy. I can't do it.
It looks like that. I don't know if the Idris Elba character is in multiple cowboy movies, because when I looked to check to see if it was already out, which it is, you can go watch it right now on the Netflix. There was another movie with him in a cowboy hat, and I thought, oh, is it like a whole series of movies?
Is that the one with the Matthew McConaughey?
I don't know.
The Dark Tower.
No, Concrete Cowboy was the name of the other one. I'd never even heard of it, but when I was looking up The Harder They Fall, I spotted that too, and I thought, what the heck?
They're like, we got this cowboy set. You guys want to make movies? I was like, I'm in costume. Let's go.
He's like, yeah, well, it's like, remember when we saw all those like Bruce Willis movies when it was clearly they're just filming one right after another? Maybe that's what they're doing with Idris. I don't know. I think it looks cool. It looks to me like it really screamed like Young Guns. It was like straight up like gangster cowboys, man, because they're playing like the cool like rap music and they're rolling around just being badasses. I'm like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, holidays coming, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, lots of time to watch weird stuff. And then last but not least, another trailer. It's a Christmas trailer, so you're gonna have to watch this pre-Christmas. Otherwise, it just feels weird watching Christmas stuff after Christmas. It's called Santa Inc. Have you seen the trailer for this?
I watched like the first 30 seconds of it, and then you got on and I stopped.
So this looks hilarious. It looks very adult. So this is not for the children's.
It is adult because the 30 seconds I saw some like cartoon boobs.
Yeah. Visually, it looks kind of like Crossing Swords or Robot Chicken. So it's that, if you've seen those shows, that's kind of what it looks like. The main star is Sarah Silverman and Seth Rogen. I'm like, what? I'm down for anything with Seth Rogen in it.
He's Claus, right?
He's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Seth, I think Sarah Silverman's like an elf or something. But it's like, go ahead.
Sarah Silverman's character, when I first saw it, I thought it was freaking Michael Jackson, dude.
I think that maybe that's one of the jokes. I don't know. She does look kind of like Michael Jackson with her little elf. I'm looking at it right now.
Right.
But I don't know. It's a very adult, like that seems to be the go-to now. This kind of like really dirty adult animation stuff. So Santa Inc. is a multi-episode. I think it's like 10 episodes, half hour each, of almost stop motion looking type characters, and they're like, I don't know, it's about Santa Claus and elves and stuff, but they're really disgusting and dirty. So I don't know. I'll give it a shot. It's on HBO Max.
I just want to see Santa smoke a joint.
He'll be over there with like strips smoking a bowl for sure.
And then Seth Rogen laugh.
I still need to get my my Seth Rogen laugh down because he has the best laugh ever. Moving on, we have a couple news jacuzzi stories. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of them. We've actually used up almost our entire hour already. So I have a couple we'll do. But my favorite one, just in time for Christmas, Arby's. We were just talking about, you and I were talking about Arby's earlier. I was telling you how I had Arby's for the first time in like 12 years. And it wasn't awful. It was, loose meat. But Arby's has created a French fry vodka a curly fry vodka. Is that something you'd be interested in?
No, Bob.
Well, think about it this way. Vodka itself is made from potatoes. And last time I checked, curly fries are also made from potatoes. So I'm suspecting it's just a regular vodka with maybe a hint of maybe the seasoning that they use on their French fries. Maybe. Arby's is the king of gimmicks. They have some great gimmicks. They also have some very good commercials. They're just right behind, I think, Wendy's as far as funny, like fast food commercial type stuff. But it says here that it's crinkle fry vodka and Arby's curly fried vodka. So they have a couple of different choices. It's on sale for $59.99.
Damn.
A little spendy. I clicked on it, so the link popped up. I'm like, maybe this would be a good gift. So I clicked on it, and they're already sold out.
What is this, top shelf stuff? Damn.
I don't know. It's if you scroll to the very bottom of the Arby's vodka site, which is funny just to say, it's bottled by some company called the Tattersall Distilling Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They give you a couple of recipes if you were lucky enough to grab them. They have the Arby's Crinkle Fry Bloody Mary. Probably be pretty good. And the curly fry. So apparently it's only good for Bloody Marys. They have 2 recipes on here, and they're both for Bloody Marys. If you go to the website, though, while you cannot buy it, there is a coupon on here that says, sorry, we're out of vodka, but here's a 50% coupon off of any sandwich. I would have wish I had this yesterday.
Maybe the Bloody Mary is because, what goes with fries? Ketchup.
Well, that's right. And they show one of those pictures, if you've ever been to any like chain restaurant anywhere and they have a Bloody Mary, they have like an entire meal stuffed on a straw inside of it, burgers and fries. And they actually show a picture that has like an Arby's sandwich on a stick. It's got the curly fries on a stick, a pickle stick, and it's all shoved inside their Arby's Bloody Mary.
Maybe they only made like, 20 bottles sold out.
Yeah, it's a promotional thing. And I got to give them credit because it I'm looking at it right now, and the pack is great. So it would be definitely a gimmicky thing just to say that you had curly fry vodka from Arby's. It's 80 proof too, so it would have got you drunk. That's for sure.
Well, it got you talking about it, so it worked.
It worked. My next story is gonna blow your mind. Scientists, because they're always up to something. The scientists have figured out how to make plastic cups out of sperm.
Like, what kind of sperm? Human sperm? Monkey sperm? What?
It's like, which kind of sperm? Well, let me ask you this. Does it matter what kind of sperm it is, whether you drink out of that cup or not?
Oh my gosh. I just got this ring alarm.
Yeah.
My power went off, so that's why we had some technical difficulty.
Yeah.
This one said, explosion, loud crash 7 minutes ago, 0.6 miles away.
Oh.
Just heard a loud crash explosion near me. Power flickered, and some devices like my computer and TV shut off. Sirens were heard. Yeah, in this podcast too. Sirens were heard shortly afterwards, guessing a transformer explosion.
Yeah, transformer explosions always sound like a bomb going off. It's crazy.
No wonder. Ruin our podcast, man.
Freaking A, man. Freaking A. Anyways, would you drink a cup made from sperm? Is it really dependent on where the sperm came from?
I mean, you gotta tell me more, man.
Okay. Scientists have discovered a wholly novel use for semen, if you can stomach it. Researchers at the Taizheng University in China have developed a sustainable, biodegradable plastic derived from salmon sperm and vegetable oil, which might be the most viable solution for yet the most world's imminent plastic pollution problem. So we eat everything else from salmon. We eat their eggs, we go, caviar. What do you think? Would you drink out of this cup?
Why not? Helping the environment, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, this is wild. So apparently they've been experimenting with different ways to make biodegradable plastic, which everybody is, because we do know what an issue that has become. It says here that the research comes to scientists as they scramble to find solutions for plastic waste. In the U.S. alone, more than 30 million tons of plastic are discarded annually, and only 8% of those get recycled. That's awful. So yeah, if we have to drink out of salmon cum cups, they should call them cum cups. There's the names right, the names right there. You're like, this cum cup tastes fishy. Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
I would buy it just for that. Why not? I'm willing to take one for the team to save the planet.
Yeah, at first I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, human semen. I'm gonna be like, dude, all these bros are gonna be like, I'm helping the environment. Let's go.
Making cups every day.
It's my
Yeah,
full-time job.
yeah, it's a crazy idea, but I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder what it is about the semen that makes it good to make plastic. I mean, it's such a specific item to choose.
And like, it's PETA on board. You know, are they gonna like? How do they collect it? You know,
That's interesting. Is there like a fish fluffer? Like you just get in there making the fish, do their thing, or I mean,
squeeze it out or what? You know?
yeah, I think salmon when they swim over the eggs, maybe just shoot it into the water and just kind of floats around and they collect it that way. I'm trying to look. I'm perusing this article to see if it explains how they collect it, because that's really the real question, isn't it? Yeah, they don't really tell us how they get it, but sounds disgusting. But I'm in.
Yeah, it's you know, you go to Starbucks, you get a Starbucks a venti, and you're like, can I get a straw? You get a paper straw, but then you know your container is still plastic, dude. Like,
Yeah, can I get my frappuccino in a cum cup? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for saving the environment. I jerked the salmon off myself this morning.
maybe there's like a time limit on that cup. That cup only lasts for like 5 minutes before it biodegrades.
Just disintegrates immediately all over your face, and you're like, "Oh, money shot."
And then, and then every cup should have like a, you know, at the very bottom, have salmon eggs in the bottom, and then when it disintegrates, it fertilizes the eggs. So you can like
You go throw it back in the ocean, make more fish.
Yeah, dude. There you go, full circle.
Genius.
There you go, China.
Excellent work, China. I'm all in. So that's it. That's the last story I had for the day. Do you have anything else you want to hit on before we call it?
Happy holidays. Stay safe. Have fun. Because I'm not sure when we're gonna do our next podcast because I'm gonna be gone for in Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah. At the rate we're going, this is our Christmas episode.
Yeah. So maybe see you guys next year. Let's go.
Yeah. See you next year. Ren is going to Hawaii because he hates the rest of us and he's so cool.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Yeah. Cool. Well, wish everybody a happy holidays. Stay safe. Enjoy the time that you have with your family. And we will see you guys all on the flip side. Bye.
Show me what you got.